There must be a girlfriend, like your best friend who you had, who was like, Francine, are you you're sure about all this? Like,
Oh, my friends thought I was insane, but they also thought it was the coolest thing ever because their jobs were just like, meh, you know? And then I go back to my high school reunion and they're like, you're the only person on TV out of the class, but the nuns didn't like what I wore.
Right. Oh, so they watched too, though.
They've seen, they said they saw it or they heard about it, I don't know. Yeah.
Are there male rats for the ladies in wrestling?
I guess there could be. We never went that. Yeah, I never.
I guess every male fan is a rat,
You
right?
know, back then, there were hardly any women that I could see in the crowd, but gosh, after the show, it was like there was a million of them around. I don't know where they came from.
Did you know Leatherface? Okay.
Not personally.
Is Todd God?
I don't know. I like Todd.
Okay.
I've heard ladies say he was.
I think it was the boys that said he was.
No, no, it was from shenanigans.
Right, from
happening.
the shenanigans that the
Todd
Dog and
God.
Pony show that he would orchestrate. Much like I said in my book, like if you looked at Todd, you would not know that you were looking at an admitted cocaine user, whoremaster, conducting this maniacal menagerie of activity for these circus performers that he had called ECW.
Yeah, I've never seen him in action, but I've heard the stories, and they're pretty entertaining, actually.
He never did a Weinstein gimmick with you, right? Never had to.
No, he's a gentleman with
professional.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wouldn't have went well if he did.
Okay. I should tell you that I texted him today. So listen, I'm going to talk to Francine, and just so you know, so you don't see it out there, I'm going to ask if you ever tried a Harvey Weinstein thing.
No.
He said no, and not not because I was taking a high moral ground.
No, I like Todd a lot. He's a good guy.
Being a woman in wrestling. This is a very visual-centric activity. Got to look a certain way, right?
For the most part.
And well, for the guys also. I mean, theirs was the opposite. You had to be these big jack machines. But, you know, you could look like Kamala and work for 50 years. You couldn't look like Kamala as a female and work for 50 years. So what pressures were put on you physically? Were you ever told, hey, gain a little weight, or?
No, I was told to gain weight.
Okay.
And I couldn't. And I remember, I think it might have been Meltzer or one of the sheet writers that put I was anorexic and bulimic out there, which I was so upset about, because if you ask anybody that I've ever worked with, I would eat like a machine. I just wouldn't gain the weight. Now it's a different story. Once I hit 30, the metabolism died down.
Join the club, honey.
I could eat like 2 burgers, fries, a shake, like nothing would, and I was on weight gainer, I was going to the gym, and I could never build muscle either. I don't know what it is about.
Metabolism was just through the roof.
It was, yeah, and I tried, and I remember one time, it might have been like Sinister Minister or something in a promo, and like eat a hamburger, and it hurt me, and I begged Paul, please take that out, and he's like, you need to get thick skin in this business, but and I'm just like, no, I don't like it. Can you? But they used it anyway, and I begged him, please don't let it. I just felt like it hurt my feelings.
That's not as bad as the anorexic thing's a little stiff. But
I was livid, but I mean, whatever.
So you become, so now you're working insurance. Now you're getting slammed by 911 in clubs, but very soon you're going to become a sex symbol for the depraved carnival that is ECW, right? Not just a sex symbol for the most violent, depraved organization in wrestling. Were you prepared for this? You know what?
The first time that I was on television, I believe, they brought me to ringside to be a plant. Okay? And I was scared out of my mind because I was surrounded by all guys. Mm-hmm. And the guy behind me is like touching my hair, and then the other guy is like, you know, oh, you got short, because I was Stevie Richards' girlfriend. So I had on the Daisy Dukes with this low cut. And I'm looking around, I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I'm scared out of, what am I doing?
The audience is less than the boys.
Was well, I had to speak You know, and it was the first time, it was my first time ever doing anything on camera. So not only do I have to talk, and then I had to like get in a fight, and then, but I'm dealing with like the fans, and they're all guys around me, and they knew I was a plant because they took me out in like the middle of the show. And so like, I remember guys was like trying to touch my hair, and believe me, we did not have hair and makeup people. We hardly had bathrooms.
Right.
And this is not a lie. We didn't have mirrors half the time. We were doing like doing our own makeup in these little compacts. There was no air conditioning, so if you tried to curl your hair, it wouldn't hold the curl, it would just disintegrate.
Right.
I mean, you know, we didn't have the luxury of like WWF and WCW. So we did our best to look halfway
But
decent.
I mean, are you prepared as a young lady to be like, you know what, I'm going to be very scantily clad out
Well,
here
I
now.
realized that night, well, this is what it is, because this is, you know, what people want to see.
Right.
And then I remember Paul wanted me to do Polaroids after that. So I had to, we would do Polaroids before the show.
Okay.
And so I got in the ring, and the guys would come in line, and they got to get in the ring. We didn't do it very often. I think we did it a handful of times. But you know, one of the hand would go too low, and we only had a person doing the camera, and nobody was watching the guys.
Security, yeah.
So I kind of got the feeling like, okay, this is, you know, but I still wanted to work. I didn't want to be known for my, you know, whatever. I wanted to work, and I kept saying to myself, I'm going to take finishers. That's what I want to do. I'm going to tell these guys, give me your finisher. That's going to be my gimmick. That's what I want to do.
So it was okay as long as you were being seen as like an equal to the boys. And when I say that, I mean someone who would go out there and take risks.
I wanted
And it was
respect.
okay to put on a bikini or whatever because
I never did though. Well, bikini for promos and stuff. Yeah, we never had, like, Paul wasn't really like making me do bikini contests, so to speak. We did one the whole time I worked there.
All right, but the cat fights, that wasn't you ever when Joey
Oh
used to-
yeah, but I had clothes on.
Yeah. Well, they were getting
You saw the thongs and
yeah,
I didn't care about that. I was in shape back
Okay,
then. That was
good.
fine. I wanted to be. I wanted respect. I wanted the boys to look at me and say, she wants to work. She's here to work. She's not here to, you know, pretty face, or she's dating so and so. I just want to work.
And I get the sense from everyone I've talked to that happened.
Okay,
Is that
good.
true?
I hope. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've never heard anything other than that you were one of the guys.
Yeah, I
You know
just,
what I mean? One
yes.
of the guys.
Okay.